Welcome to the Extended Bench, your YouTube home for all things rugby league news, analysis, history and opinion. Subscribe so you don't miss a video and give us a thumbs up. The Extended Bench is part of the Rugby League Monthly Network, which includes a monthly online digital magazine available at rugbyleaguemonthly.com and a daily podcast, Rugby League Daily, which airs during the NRL season. All links are down below in the description. Let's get into it. There hasn't been a lot of improvement for the Dragons in the past few seasons, and 2022 isn't shaping up to be a great one for them either. They finished 12th in 2020 and managed to climb all the way to 11th in 2021. The fact is, St George hasn't been particularly good since Wayne Bennett left. The Supercoach left at the end of 2011, being replaced by Steve Price, who managed 2.5 seasons before getting booted for Paul McGregor. He managed some improvements to see the Dragons in the finals in 2015 and 2018, but they finished second last in 2019 and he resigned during 2020. Anthony Griffin has since taken over full-time and there wasn't a lot to write home about last year. They conceded 616 points, only managing to score 474, which ranked 14th in the competition, well below where they actually finished. Now, under Paul McGregor, the club at least became May premiers fairly frequently, before falling later in the season, and now the Dragons aren't even managing that. On the squad front, they've bought George Burgess, Jack Gachewski, Moses Mbai, Tautau Moga, Francis Molo, Jaden Sewer, Moses Sully and Aaron Woods. There's not a lot that is going to dramatically improve this side to a finals contender. Sewer is probably the best of the bunch, coming across from South following a pretty good individual season, and that obviously saw him playing in the grand final. George Burgess is also an interesting one given he's on the comeback trail from hip resurfacing surgery and he'll become the first player ever to return to professional sport if he manages to play this season. They'll obviously be hoping to get a lot more game time out of Jack Bird this year, but their spine presents a large concern. They released Matt Duffy despite him actually being one of their better players in the past few years. In Tyrell Sloan, they have a rookie preparing to step into the fullback position given Cody Ramsey didn't nail the chances he was handed last year. Andrew McCulloch will be packing down at hooker, and with the departure of both Adam Clune and Corey Norman, it means Ben Hunt will shift back to the halves full time. As to who will partner him there, it appears to be a duel between young guns Talatau Amone and Jaden Sullivan. The one bonus for the Dragons here is that regardless of who they pick at 5'8", they will have played junior footy with the fullback Sloan, so will have an understanding there. But St George's main issue in the past few seasons has been instability in the spine. They've cycled through an embarrassing number of players. In 2021, they used 8 players to cover those 4 positions. They used the same number in 2020, and in 2019, they used 9 players. Not to mention the fact that they released Cameron McInnes when he was just about their best player in 2020. They will at the very least have more stability this year, given I can't see them moving Hunt or McCulloch out of halfback or hooker respectively, and the pair of them have played a total of 555 first-grade games. In the forward pack, and I don't think there's really anyone in that pack that frightens the top half of the competition. Tarek Sims is perhaps the only one capable of genuinely altering a match. The Dragons obviously aren't entirely to blame for what happened with Paul Vaughan, but he did at least give them a try-scoring threat close to the line. And last year also saw them without Tyson Frizzell, who, had they managed to keep, would have formed a pretty strong back row pairing alongside Tarek Sims. As to who they'll run out in round 1, well, that seems a little bit up for debate. Michaeli Ravalawa is a nailed-on starter on a wing, but with the loss of Jordan Pereira, the other side is up for debate. They could opt for one of the Fangai brothers, although they're both centres, as is new recruit Moses Sully. They actually have a fair few centres on their books when you consider Zach Lomax and Moses Mbai are both at the club. But the other wing option could be a recall for Cody Ramsey. There are also rumours of a new-look middle forward lineup, with Jack DeBellin shifting to prop and Jack Bird moving into lock. That position could very well suit Bird given his experience in the halves and the fact he's always been a big body. St George could really do with a ball player in the middle of the field and Bird can really deliver that for them. But overall, the Dragons really give off meh vibes this year. They have some unknowns in their backline with those juniors, but week to week NRL is a different test compared to playing a handful of matches at the back end of a season. There's not a whole lot to hang their hat on, so I'm predicting a slide down the ladder to 13th.